Hey there viewers, my name's Torinski and welcome back to another DCSS Sunday. Today we're of course jumping right back into the usual routine, trying to get a win with every species in the game. Where we last left off, we'd managed to be very successful on our Brachy run with good old Kermit, and we'd even gone a little bit of time to test out the waters of Meteoran. Went a little rough for the starting couple of rounds there, but hopefully today we can see some better progress. Maybe I'll even learn a little something or another about turn count speedruns, but who knows what the dungeon has in store. So without further ado, let's just get ready to hop right into it, shall we? Poor Zaphod didn't make it very far, but perfect. We'll jump right back in. And where do we want to start off today? We could go for a couple more Wanderer runs. I'm debating starting just a straightforward fighter, not as fun, not as interesting per se, but potentially gives me the most ability to figure out where I'm going in life. To kick us off, let's go with Wanderer, shall we? We'll go with the exact opposite of a Wanderer from our point of view, and we'll go with Polaris. We're just going to keep going, taking a break from puns because I'm not funny enough to come up with anything on my own at the moment. Instead, just star names. There's a plethora of them out there, makes my job a heck of a lot easier. But let's do this, shall we? And see where we start off. Okay, so we have Apportation Foxfire, Galescraft has Ignite Poison, and Passage Galubria available to us. We don't currently know any spells, but Foxfire, pretty dang castable. So that might be a half decent start for us here today. And if we can get something like OTR, then we're basically already there. We have the pieces of the puzzle here. So let's get started, shall we? Translocation's magic can go off, and I guess fire magic will be our new main squeeze here. We'll try and get this bad boy at least up to 8, somewhere around that vicinity, and see how that goes. Spellcasting to 6. We'll set them a bit lower here today, just because our aptitudes are good, so we should be able to get experience pretty quickly, and who knows which direction we'll end up going on this character. I'm debating even turning on fighting immediately. You know, getting it somewhere just 2, 3, nice low score, but it gives us that extra 10% buffer. We'll leave it for the time being, but keep it in mind. And of course, all the usual auto pickup shenanigans here, just about everything. And last but not least, let's throw down a dump file, sneak into our folder here, grab that game seed. Of course, if anyone wants to join along at home, see how they fare in the dungeon. Always love to hear how things go in that regard. So there we go. And with all of that out of the way, I guess let's just hop into it. Almost started auto-exploring right away. I guess to start off here, there's no real harm. And we'll, of course, check out any stairwell we come down. So 2 of them will lead to this area. Kind of forgot to learn Foxfire, so I think for the time being, we're just going to have to back it on out of there. And let's learn that in our back pocket here. Very lucky to take out this kobold because a +2 short sword of draining wouldn't have been ideal for our first encounter here. But there we go. We should have a half decent start ahead of us. And there was an altar over this way. You know, let's go for it. I mean, should have known it was a fated altar. They generally are, but still nice to, you know, go exploring, take a peek around. Dagger of Protection. Hey, my friend. I don't think we'll switch off. I kind of like the +2 short sword as our starting weapon here. I accidentally wasted a turn walking up into the corner. Hopefully that doesn't make the difference at any stage in the future. And otherwise, we'll just keep on keeping on here. I don't see any discovered stairwells through our dungeon sensing technology, so I'm not sure what we have available to us. Let's head down this way for the time being. Hopefully something clarifies. Hopefully something coalesces. It doesn't look like it though, so it seems to me like we're going to be going on a wee bit of a hike back over yonder here. We have down below starting area and above. I guess down below is closer to me at the moment, so Seems alright to head this direction to start off. Immediately regret all of my decisions in life, seeing as how we don't find another stairwell down quite yet. Would be nice. That's the dream. And there it is. So this is the other stairwell that led to the same area we saw before. Hopefully not everyone is crowded around us. Should be alright. And that's just about perfect. Fantastic. Pick up a couple of extra rings here. Immediately put those bad boys on, because why the heck not? Fantastic. And then let's begin exploring, shall we? Nice glove. Doesn't actually make a difference. I did not realize we were already wearing a pair. Bringing us up to our total 3 AC. Whoop whoop. And hopefully we find another stairwell down, because I'd like to just add some extra turn counts to ourselves here, just in case things get a bit nasty in the interim. Maybe I should just trust auto-explore a wee bit. It would at least expedite things, make things a little more convenient on my side. Of course, any stairwell we see, we explore. It's the one rule that I've arbitrarily set out for myself. I don't know if it's the be-all end-all, but it's been an interesting adventure. It at least gives us options for the future, and I think we'll just keep going on this floor, seeing as how we want to rush down and have a bit of extra time for when we're in the Academical Temple range, so that's next floor and beyond. And otherwise, for now, we're not too concerned. We'll still explore any of these upstairs. Why, hello, Robin. You know what? We might just have to take a brief detour. So we just found 2 downstairs, so there is another one somewhere about us. We're not feeling risky. Hey Eric, how's it going? I hope your weekend has gone well. Nice to see you here. Thank you so much. I appreciate the luck. We'll definitely need it. This is an interesting character for us here. Not used to this style of speedrun-esque play, so it's always a bit of a treat. And we'll hopefully get some good fortune for ourselves going forward. But who's to say what we have in store for good old Polaris here? Nice, I'm glad things are going well. And we'll just keep it moving. Fortunately, nothing too scary or unsettling here in the early part of the dungeon. I did very much enjoy getting Foxfire as our starting spell, because it's definitely nestled right in my comfort zone. It's a little bit more straightforward than some of our previous attempts at the very least. And alrighty. Hopefully I find another stairwell that isn't quite so close to Robin and their gang. Hey Colgate, you got your 8th win? Nice, congrats. What did you go with this time around? Oh, Natasha. Oh, you silly Billy. Well, we'll probably just read a teleport to try and get the heck out of Dodge for the time being, seeing as how we have my arbitrary rules to keep in mind. And I guess we can potentially just head back to this stairwell. It's still in the danger close zone for Robin, but it's a little bit better suited. And we can maybe dodge between these two, have some success that way. Can definitely just leave with most of our friends mighted here. That's a dangerous situation to say the least, but not too shabby getting out of there just in time. And if we just head over to our other downstairs now, by the time we get there, most of the danger should have cleared out. At least that's the dream here. And we'll see how things go. We did lead some of our friends earlier this direction, but that shouldn't be too large of a deal here. There's an Octopode Transmuter, your hint stuff in Ice form quite long, and swapped Dragon form vaults and Storm form in depths. Nice. I mean, I'm always a fan of any run that includes Dragon form, so that sounds pretty fantastic to me. And let's see, do we head upstairs with this merry crew? What do you have? A Dagger of Protection is not horrible, but definitely not ideal by any stretch. There's just one more with Fist that could come in, probably not the be-all end-all. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Let's get into a nice little corridor, a wee bit safer for our troubles here. Fantastic, not too shabby. Oh, I kind of forgot you were here, my friend. I was hoping to get some extra tiles explored to just quickly get our health back. Of course, running over and grabbing this helmet from Robin. Nice free 1 point of AC as well. Did not find anything better until Vaults, and you found a pretty good collection of rings, though. Nice, that definitely makes all the difference. A good selection of jewelry in general can make or break a run, to say the least. But regardless, congrats on the 8th win. Hope they keep coming along for you there. Hey, Dr. Pirate, how's it going? Hope you two are having a fantastic weekend. Always lovely to see you, of course. Oh, geez. Well, let's stop just moving on autopilot here as our new band of friends comes a-knocking. Might even have to read our last teleport scroll just to get ourselves out of Dodge a little bit sooner. There we go, finally. Just in the nick of time, fantastic. And again, we'll have to explore a little more of this floor than we have been as of late, just to make sure that we're not missing out on the Economical Temple. At least I'm hoping that we find it here. No guarantees. We'll pick up this sword for now, seeing as how we definitely don't want to have to backtrack if we do end up switching over to something in that vein in the future. And otherwise, we'll just keep bundling along here rather. You had 5 AC rings, one of them artifact, and 3 strength rings, one of them artifact. Nice, and that's what your run needed, because that's always the big clarifying issue with any artifacts in the game, I guess. 'Cause sometimes you're just inundated with a specific brand that you don't exactly have desperate need of. And let's see, 11 damage on you as a max. Just don't hit me, maybe? Give me a shot. Fantastic. Getting 2 levels off that is absolutely huge as well. We'll also pick up this leather armor while we're on our way through the zone here. There is a chance that we accidentally left our Economical Temple on the floor above. I'm hoping not. Kind of just crossing our fingers and running by the seat of our pants. At the very least, we could always find another altar later down the road. And generally, you want your deity choice a bit early on just to give you that advantage you need to get through the early dungeon, but it's not the end of the world one way or another. I'm sure we can figure everything out in the long run here. Definitely get as many flames as I can out while the ice beast comes gallivanting in. Oof, getting close to one-shot territory here. You had more strength rings before that, but you swapped more AC as you one-shotted some orbs of fire anyway, so extra strength was not needed. Well, it's definitely a good day when you find yourself in that boat. Oof. And we're so close. We'd have to just roll lucky not to die immediately upon casting Foxfire here. Probably should have taken some defensive maneuvers on that last turn instead of going for the hit. I mean, it almost worked out for us, but unfortunately just didn't quite have the kick we needed here. So, do we drink one of our potions, hoping that we either get curing or heal wounds? I mean, we have a stack of 2. That's usually a decent indication as to at least a place to start. Otherwise, we could also read scrolls, but it's not very likely that we get something we need there. Identify would be an embarrassing way to go down, so let's go for it. Heal wounds? It was a potion of haste. Otherwise, any other potion would have been what we needed. Gosh darn it. Well, Polaris, it was a good warm-up, at the very least. Let's stick to the positive side here. Always look for the silver lining. And it's a good way to get the nervous jitters out, and we can hop back into another run immediately here. Do I go Wander again, or do I go with the boring fighter run that we were talking about earlier? 2 artifacts that gave some int to swap to for cast in Stormform. Quite unlucky on that part that you did not have a stack of int rings as swaps. Can't have it all. Definitely is helpful. I mean, you know me, that I'm not diligent enough to go through with that kind of thing. I mean, a couple of times I'll maybe swap over to a themed staff of the appropriate flavor, but otherwise I usually just let things fly as they sit. You also use V's electric charge for the first time, and it's pretty cool. Nice. I haven't seen that at all. So what exactly is that? Is it an unrandar weapon? Something? Let's go with one more Wanderer, though, and I am just gonna... we didn't give the North Star a solid chance, a fair fight in the mix here, so let's go with Polaris once again and see where we start off. Looks like we have some summoning spells to begin with. I mean, K9 Familiar can definitely get us through the early section of the game here, so that's not too bad. We'll turn off fighting and evocations for now. Let's train a... Oopsie daisies, let's try that again. Let's train a decent amount of summoning here, just to get us off the ground and rolling, and we can even bring shields up to somewhere around 3 so that we don't have too many deterrents to our spell casting as we move forward here. It is Palantonga's charge as a spell, as Palantonga's got yeeted. Oh, okay. Interesting. And it's an electric themed Palantonga roll. Very cool. And what else am I missing here? We of course want to get our auto pickup sorted, so let's get that out of the way immediately here, as well as yet another character dump. Because again, always fantastic to hear about stories of people trying out these seeds at home and letting me know how their ventures go, especially when we die as early as we have been on these recent runs. There's so much dungeon left to explore. Who knows what we have left behind in our attempts there. But okie dokie, we'll head off into the mix. I guess we can probably use Auto Explorer to half decent effect early on here, without worrying too much about it. Even an early Quokka is a bit terrifying, but we managed to get through in one piece, so that's about all you can ask for. And otherwise, we'll just try and take care of the rest of the crowd. Again, no hobgoblins or kobolds with weapons is pretty fortunate when we have a bit of a squishier start, to say the least. We'll see how long that persists before we maybe get a few more tools under our belt to, have some methods of dealing with what the dungeon will throw our direction here. This time we managed to get malmutated twice by Orbs of Fire. You seem to have a gift with taking care of those sons of guns, because I've definitely had my fair share of runs that do not go even close to that smoothly. Just constantly running into the mine of dealing with all of the unfortunate side effects of malmutations coming down from on high, but hey, not the end of the world either way, and glad to hear about your ability to deal with those sons of guns, because they can definitely get kind of rough. One of them was melted by Stormform. Nice, that's always a good little cherry on top, a bit of a bonus for you there. Oh, whoops, I didn't realize I came back upstairs, my bad. Probably just zip our way back down, pick up a ring mail on our journey, seeing as how we'll probably want to try and switch to that as soon as our failure rates are willing. Speaking of which, how are we looking on K9 Familiar? It's getting close, so we'll bring that into the fold so we just at least have it available. And in fact, we can bring out one of those sons of guns immediately here as we start exploring the new level. Grinder is not great. Your Worship Che. Well, hey, I'm always a fan of that. I mean, our recent Brocky run is a good representation of just how strong Che can get for sure. We'll probably just have to get the heck out of dodge, not deal with Grinder at the moment at the very least. Of course, one of our other stairwells did let out there, so chances are we're going to see something similar moving forward, but hopefully not in the near future. Ah, there's the stairwell. Speak of the devil. It looks like our other one was up here somewhere, so let's head over that direction and hopefully we can just completely avoid our impish friend down there. Hey Necrohall, thank you so much for the 4 months prime. Always appreciate seeing you around. How you doing? Howdy to yourself as well. I hope you're having a great weekend. Oh gosh, Sigmund and Grinder all just chilling in the same zone. Well, Let's see if I can sprint for the downstairs here, because... Oh, and Jessica. There's definitely some kind of unique convention going on, I see. All of our friends coming to bear. Well, let's hope that we don't have to head back up to that floor anytime soon, and for the time being, we'll just ignore our problems and walk in the other direction. Sounds like a plan to me. Swap to Dithmanos during the Orb run, because you had Shale ready for Polytheist, and it's nice to have done with Dithmanos. I don't know if I'll ever forgive you for that. Betraying the... I mean, at least Che is pretty chill, the coolest of gods, so maybe not too shabby at the end of the day. But of course, as you probably know by now, I am very inexperienced with the entire process of getting rid of gods mid-run, seeing as how I'm generally a bit more boring in that regard, and what can I say, I get in a monogamous relationship with my deity, and that's about as far as it goes. Well, okie dokie. We've explored a bit of this floor. There is an altar down here. I'm concerned that it's just going to be a faded altar, as we've seen in the past. Oh gosh, deep water, you son of a gun. But let's maybe take a quick peek. Okay, Dithmanos and Ellie. I mean, I probably would prefer to have, like, I know Okawaru was someone that I talked about in the past just because it plays nicely with the, you know, the whole speedrun and every monster constantly being slightly overpowered for where we will be at in the game. Plus, I haven't really gotten a good opportunity to try out new Okawaru. I haven't even used the dual skill a single time since it came out, so it sounds like it could be a new adventure to try out, new and exciting prospect. Let's definitely try and get in here as a crew. I mean, you gotta love early summoners here. Once you get that canine up, you're looking at a pretty good spot. It's fun to see how different gods react at different points in the game. Dancing weapons are scary at level 5. Oh geez. Speaking of scary at not even level 5, at level 4. Well, I might just be dead. Either of your hits connect, and high roll. It's over. So, what can I even do here? I could bring out a body. I need you to miss, or just low roll. Whatever works best for you. And I need to get a body in the way. So Canine Familiar, not guaranteed to work, so let's go with this. Oof, that's not a good position. I needed our summon to go like here or here so that I could do a little switcheroo and stay safe. I guess if that distracts the ogre enough, I'm still happy. Skipping floor 6, probably not ideal, but hey, here we are. So let's just head on down and hopefully we can deal with whatever the dungeon brings before us here. I mean, Summon's doing a great job so far. I think our dog can see invisible too, so they should be able to keep attacking here. Fantastic. And we'll just keep it moving on. Oh geez. Could I get another dog, please and thank you? Fantastic. And let's see, where did that leave us here? We got our shields up to 3. Summoning is definitely still, it's working its way upwards. Still a wee bit off from the turning point. At this stage, we just want to survive long enough that we'll get the slightly upgraded dog forms showing up. But who knows what else the dungeon has to throw our direction. After the surprise 2-headed ogre, I'm not going to put too much ahead of the game. But fantastic. This is mostly a pop down just to see what's what. We'll probably keep going on D7. Oh gosh, last chance at a temple. Not exactly ideal. Try to get your first simple species victory. Nice. Who were you thinking of playing there? I mean, I'm definitely a sucker for gargoyles, largely because that was my very first victory. But also, very nice not to have to worry quite so much about the resistances in the early game, at the very least. Try and gargoyle an Earth Elementalist, very nice. So the strategy for this character is just go fast. It is. So yeah, we have an increased Zot clock that's counting down here, so if this hits 0, we're in deep, deep trouble. And it means that we don't have the usual luxury of exploring floors to their entirety and instead have to kind of work our way forward. I'm still very much getting into the hang of just what exactly I can get away with before being able to move on to the next floors, because that's definitely the tough bit, is just keeping track of how much risk I can toss out there. Okay, I definitely expected one final smack from our friendly orc here. Not ideal. So this is the stairwell that we cannot go up whatsoever. So let's block that off before I do something exceptionally silly. And otherwise, we'll just keep on moving. I could head down, I guess, as a temporary reprieve from our issue. Go fast, clear zig, and clean up more relaxed. I guess that is the deep strat of it, is if you manage to clear a ziggurat, or what's the other one? If you are in the abyss, I know it doesn't count down, but that's not what I'm thinking about. Oh, if you pick up the Orb of Zot, so that's also not exactly an option. But we'll see how it goes up until that point, and if we can potentially stay alive long enough. Picking up Orb, but that's a bit too late. Yeah, just a smidge, just a little. But okay. Never mind. I was about to say we need to head back up and potentially look for the temple, but Okawaru shows up before us here, so let's just go for it. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I just realized no summons. I don't know if I can do Okawaru on this character. So maybe, let's rewind a minute. Maybe I do need to go up that stairwell. And I guess to your earlier question, Eric, the main rub of needing to go fast is that the trade-off, of course, is that the character is exceptionally strong. You start off with a really good health pool, you start off with incredible skill aptitudes across the board, and so that hopefully will offset some of the skipping that we need to do in order to get further along. We will always be a wee bit under leveled, but we'll hopefully be pretty strong. +5 to unarmed combat makes hitting very viable option. That is true, and I'm always a fan of unarmed characters. Quarterstaff of speed is huge. Okay. You know what? I do not need you anymore, Buckler. I'm definitely swapping over to that boy right away here. And then we're already at 0.8 attack speed. Quarterstaffs are one of my top weapons for any character that doesn't have any weapon training as well. And okie dokie, we get mesmerized by Maggie. Oof. 60 health, 3D, 13 bolt of fire is not going to play well with our total health of 48. I could go with a silence, but of course, she also has a Vorpal Morningstar. Oof. Well, to start out with, let's get some friends. Oh, a centaur has joined the party as well. Welcome. Hello, my friend. But we do get ID found immediately here. The question becomes, do I want to read my other 4 stack of scrolls, which is probably teleport and could potentially get us out of this rough spot, hopefully not landing us right next to our other friend on this level, our 2-headed ogre buddy. But it does get us out of Mesmerize at the very least. Alternatively, if I'm really feeling risky, we could go with the Lignification Potion. It does mean no escape, and we're pretty much guaranteeing that this is just going to be a final duel to the death here. But it might be one of our only options, seeing as how it does give us a decent amount of AC, bringing us up to 23, so at least the centaur shouldn't be able to deal too much damage to us. I am still concerned about this, so you know what, let's just aim for teleport. Get amnesia instead. Oof. Not ideal. Maybe our stack of 2 scrolls is teleport? No, enchant armor. Well, how about that? I'm probably switching off of my robe as soon as I possibly can, so can ignore that for now. And, you know, with no teleport on the table, welcome to the tree life. Let's go for it, shall we? We'll keep putting bodies out there temporarily here to just try and whittle down our new friends. I guess if our hound dies, then we can swap over to the lightning rod. It's going to make a lot of noise, which is what I don't like about this plan. And there's the fire magic coming in at the least opportune moment. Oh, Maggie, you are almost dead though. Let's hope you step up to us here. Stop trying to bespell me and please just take one step forward. Fantastic. Perfect. So we have to wait for tree form to get dispelled here. I mean, the Steam Dragon scales early on is very nice for spell casting. Shouldn't negatively impact us whatsoever. Beautiful. Gives us a little bit of extra AC under our belt. I'll pick up the Morningstar while I'm here. And same, a short sword of flaming. Just keep my options open, seeing as how we cannot do any backtracking. It's nice to have those available moving forward.